How to complete Form I-485. Write clearly. Type or print all answers legibly using black ink. Using extra space. If you need additional space to answer any item in this application, use the space provided in Part 14, Additional Information, or attach a separate sheet of paper. On each additional sheet, type or print your name and alien registration number, A number, if you have one. Also include the page number, part number, and item number corresponding to your answer. Make sure to sign and date every extra sheet. Answer all questions. Provide complete and accurate responses to all questions. If a question does not apply to you, for example, if you have never been married and it asks, provide the name of your current spouse, type or print NA, unless instructed otherwise. If a question requires a numeric response and your answer is 0 or none, for example, how many children do you have, or how many times have you departed the United States, type or print none unless directed otherwise. USCIS Online Account Number, OAN. You will only have an OAN if you previously filed a form with a receipt number beginning with IOE. If you filed online, your OAN is available in your account profile. If you mailed the form, your OAN is located at the top of the Account Access Notice sent to you by USCIS. If your receipt number does not start with IOE, you do not have an OAN. Note, the OAN is different from your A number. Sex. Indicate whether you are male or female as shown on your birth certificate issued at the time of birth or as provided in the closest available secondary evidence submitted to USCIS. Alien crewman, for Part 1, items 16 through 17. An alien crewman is defined as non-fishing vessel or aircraft, an alien serving in good faith in a capacity required for normal operation and service on board a vessel, as defined in INA Section 258, other than a fishing vessel with a U.S. home port or operating base, who lands temporarily only to perform their duties and will depart the U.S. on the same vessel or aircraft or another vessel or aircraft. Fishing vessel in U.S. waters. An alien serving in good faith on a fishing vessel with a U.S. home port or operating base, who lands temporarily in Guam or the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands solely for work purposes and will depart on the same vessel. 7. Current mailing address, safe or alternate address if applicable. You must provide a valid U.S. mailing address in Part 1, item number 18. This can be a residence, APO, commercial address, or P.O. box, whichever is how you receive your mail. If your mail is sent to someone else, include an in care of name as part of your address. If your address is in a U.S. territory and includes an urbanization name, list the urbanization name in the in care of name field. Special circumstances. If you have a pending or approved petition or application under the Violence Against Women Act, or VAWA, as a T non-immigrant, human trafficking victim, or as a U non-immigrant, victim of qualifying criminal activity, and you do not feel safe receiving mail at your physical address, provide a safe mailing address here. If filing as a special immigrant juvenile, SIJ, you may designate an alternate mailing address. Safe or alternate addresses may include a P.O. box, the address of a friend, attorney, accredited representative, or community organization assisting you, or any address where you can safely receive mail. 8. Questions regarding Social Security number, SSN. Part 1, item number 19, asks whether the Social Security Administration, SSA, has ever issued you a Social Security card. If the SSA issued you a card under your current name or a previous name, such as a maiden name, enter your SSN from the card in item 19. Requesting a new or replacement SSN. If your application is approved, the SSA may assign you a new SSN and issue a card or replace your existing card. To request an SSN or replacement card, answer yes to the applicable questions. You are not required to request an SSN through this application, but you must have a properly assigned SSN to work legally in the United States. Employer verification. If your employer uses E-Verify, your information on Form I-9 will be checked against DHS and SSA records. Employees must have an SSN for E-Verify to confirm eligibility to work. Note: USCIS will not share information with SSA if your Form I-485 is subject to Public Law 106553 as amended by the Life Act Amendments, Public Law 106444, December 21, 2000. 9. Part 9 General Eligibility and Inadmissibility Grounds, Public Charge. Part 9, Item Number 56, addresses the public charge ground of inadmissibility. Applicants are subject to this ground unless exempt. If you are in an exempt category, select your category and skip items 57 through 66. If you are not exempt, select I do not fall under any of the exempt categories listed above and will complete item numbers 57 through 66. And complete items 57 through 66. For details on which aliens are subject to the public charge ground, see the USCIS Policy Manual, Volume 8, Part G, Chapter 3. https://www.uscis.gov/policy-manual/volume-8/part-G/chapter-3. Household size, Part 9, Item Number 57. Include all members of your household physically residing with you, yourself, your spouse, your parents and unmarried siblings under 21, your children as defined in INA Section 101(b)(1). Part 9, General Eligibility and Inadmissibility Grounds, Public Charge, continued. Household members, Part 9, Item Number 57. In addition to those physically residing with you, include any individuals, including a spouse or child not living with you, who are listed as dependents on your federal income tax return. Any individuals who list you as a dependent on their federal income tax return. Household income, Part 9, Item Number 58. Select the box that reflects your household's annual income. Include income provided to your household by non-household members, such as alimony or child support. Do not include income from Supplemental Social Security Income, SSI, income from Temporary Assistance for Needy Families, TANF, state, tribal, territorial, or local cash benefit programs for income maintenance, sometimes called general assistance, income from illegal activities, including proceeds from illegal gambling or drug sales. Household assets, Part 9, Item Number 59. Select the box that reflects the total value of your household assets. Do not include assets from illegal activities, assets not owned by household members. Examples of assets are bank deposits, annuities, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, exchange-traded funds, certificates of deposit, retirement accounts, educational accounts, real estate. Household liabilities, Part 9, Item Number 60. Select the box for the total value of your household liabilities, including both secured and unsecured liabilities. Only include liabilities owed by household members. Examples are mortgages, car loans, unpaid child or spousal support, unpaid taxes, current credit card balances. Education and credentials. Item 61. If your degree title does not match a listed degree, select the nearest equivalent. Item 62. List all certifications, licenses, skills from work experience, and educational certificates, including workforce skills, occupational or professional licenses, foreign language skills, certificates documenting mastery, apprenticeships, or occupation-specific programs completed at an educational or training institution. Public benefits, Part 9, Items 63 through 66. Item 63. Answer yes only if you have received public benefits referenced in 8 CFR 212.2b and 212.c. Do not include SNAP, WIC, or other nutrition programs, Children's Health Insurance Program, CHIP, disaster assistance, school lunch programs, housing benefits, child care cash assistance, or other special purpose cash assistance. If you answer yes, complete Item 55, listing dates and dollar amounts of public cash assistance received for SSI, TANF, state, tribal, territorial, or local cash benefit programs for income maintenance. Important notes. Items 63 through 66 only ask about public cash assistance for income maintenance or institutionalization long-term at government expense that you received or are receiving as a listed beneficiary. Do not include benefits for which you are not listed as a beneficiary, benefits you only applied for or were approved to receive in the future but have not yet received, benefits received only on behalf of someone else. Part 9, General Eligibility and Inadmissibility Grounds, Public Charge, items 64 through 66. Item 64, Long-Term Institutionalization. If you answer yes to item 64, complete the table in item 66 with the name, city, and state of each institution where you received long-term institutionalization at government expense. Long-term institutionalization does not include sporadic or intermittent periods of care, even if recurring, example, caregiver respite, behavioral health, or substance use treatment. Home or community-based services, imprisonment for criminal convictions, short-term rehabilitation stays. If you believe your institutionalization violated federal law, including the Americans with Disabilities Act or the Rehabilitation Act, submit documentation to support your claim. Items 65 through 66, Public cash assistance or institutionalization while exempt. For the final column of the table in items 65 and 66, select yes or no to indicate whether you received public cash assistance for income maintenance or were institutionalized long-term at government expense while in an immigration category exempt from the public charge ground of inadmissibility. Exempt categories: 8 CFR 212.23. You are exempt from the public charge ground if you fall under any of these categories at the relevant time. Refugees under INA Section 207 at admission or Section 209 at adjustment to permanent resident. Asylees under INA Section 208 at grant or Section 209 at adjustment to permanent resident. American immigrants under Section 584 of the Foreign Operations, Export Financing and Related Programs Appropriations Act of 1988. Afghan and Iraqi interpreters or Afghan-Iraqi nationals employed by or on behalf of the U.S. government under Sections 1059.82 and 602.b of the Afghan Allies Protection Act. Cuban and Haitian entrants applying under IRCA Section 202. Aliens adjusting under the Cuban Adjustment Act, Nicaraguans and other Central Americans under NICARA, Sections 202.a and 203. Haitians under Section 902 of the Haitian Refugee Immigration Fairness Act, Lautenberg parolees under Section 599E of the Foreign Operations Appropriations Act of 1990, Special Immigrant Juveniles under INA Section 254.h, registry applicants entered U.S. before January 1, 1972 under INA Section 249 and 8 CFR Part 249, temporary protected status applicants or re-registrants under INA Section 244, certain non-immigrants under INA Section 101.815 A.1 and 2, or ambassadors, public ministers, career diplomats, consular officers, immediate family, or foreign government officials and employees. Additional exempt categories from public charge ground, 8 CFR 212.23, continued. You are exempt from the public charge ground if you fall into any of the following categories at the relevant time. Non-immigrants classifiable as C2 or C3. C2, alien in transit to UN headquarters. C3, foreign government official, in accordance with 22 CFR 41.1d. Non-immigrants under INA Section 101.a.15.g 1 through 4. Principal resident representatives of recognized foreign governments to international organizations and related categories. NATO representatives. NATO 1, NATO 2, NATO 3, NATO 4, and NATO 6, in accordance with 22 CFR 41.1d. T non-immigrants, INA Section 101.A.15.T. Applicants seeking immigration benefits with a pending T application that establishes prima facie eligibility. Individuals granted valid T status at the time the benefit request is filed and adjudicated. U non-immigrants, INA Section 101.A.15.U. Petitioners or individuals granted valid U status under INA Section 212.A.4.E.2, seeking benefits for which admissibility is required, example, adjustment of status under INA Section 245.A. VAWA self-petitioners under INA Section 212.A.4.E.1, qualified aliens under the Personal Responsibility and Work Opportunity Reconciliation Act, Section 431.C, 8 USC.641.C, or INA Section 212.A.4.E.3, posthumous benefit adjustments. Applicants eligible under Section 1703 of the National Defense Authorization Act, Public Law 104-836, 8 USC 1151, note. American Indians born in Canada, determined under INA Section 289. Texas Band of Kickapoo Indians of Oklahoma, Public Law 97.429. Vietnamese, Cambodian, and Laotian nationals, adjusting status under Section 586 of Public Law 100.429. Polish and Hungarian parolees, paroled into the U.S. November 1, 1989 to December 31, 1991, under Section 646B of IRRRA, Public Law 104.208. Liberian refugee immigration fairness applicants, adjustment under Section 7611, National Defense Authorization Act FY 2020, extended by Consolidated Appropriations Act 2021. Certain Syrian nationals, adjusting status under Public Law 106.378, other exempt categories. Any additional aliens exempt under any other law from the public charge ground of inadmissibility, INA Section 212.A.4. References for more information: USCIS Policy Manual, Volume 8, Part G. Public Charge Resources. 10. Part 10, Applicant's Contact Information, Certification, and Signature. You must sign and date your application. Provide your date, time, telephone number, mobile number, and email address if applicable. If the applicant is a minor or otherwise requires a parent or legal guardian, their signature is acceptable. Important: a stamped or typewritten name cannot be used in place of a signature. 11. Part 11, Interpreter's Contact Information, Certification, and Signature. If you used an interpreter to read the instructions or questions on this application to you in a language you understand, the interpreter must complete this section. The interpreter must sign and date the application. This ensures USCIS knows who assisted you in completing the form accurately. 12. Part 12, Contact Information, Certification, and Signature of the person preparing this application if other than the applicant. If someone other than the applicant completed this application, they must complete Part 12. If the same individual served as your both interpreter and preparer, they must complete both Part 11 and Part 12. Important: a stamped or typewritten name cannot replace the signature. These sections ensure USCIS can verify the authenticity of your form and that any assistance received during completion is properly documented.